Welcome back, everyone. It's time for Durbanites FPL to have a look at Game Week 13's preview. So let's get straight into it, starting with Wolves and Spurs. So Wolves are on something special this season. They started by losing Ruben Neves to the Saudi League and then Matthias Nunes to Man City, but still get some spectacular results. At this point, I would be more concerned if I'm an Arsenal fan than a Wolves. For some chances from good points from Cunha, Hee-Chan and Sarabia, Neto is still out injured, unfortunately. After 10 games undefeated, back-to-back defeats and a slew of injury suspensions have Spurs rocking. They are missing Romero, Van de Ven, Sessegnon, Perisic from the backline, but Udogie could be back for those that have him. Madison, Bissouma, Richarlison are missing in the midfield, and Sarr may be back. Son is available, but he's going to have to carry the team if you have him this season. Looking at Arsenal-Burnley, Arsenal went behind to Burnley, but Trossard was once again the hero, scoring once and engineering a second to give them a win. Raya is out this week, so Ramsdale is a sure thing between the sticks. White is still doubtful because of a muscle injury, as is Odegaard with his hip. Trossard may get a run against Brentford again this week. Burnley have some good fixtures on paper, but they are on a run of 5 losses in their last 5. It's unlikely West Ham will be merciful. No recommendations here. Palace were unlucky to lose this one, but with Luton coming up and Izzy, Olise and Ayew all fit and available, this could be a good week to get a differential boost from these players, and Eduardo Mateta up front or Anderson at the back. Everton are fresh from the high of moving to 14th in the league after their 4th win, were then given a 10-point deduction due to financial fair play infringements, leaving them in the relegation zone. The Toffees are going to be seething and eager to punish Manchester United at Goodison Park this week. Calvert-Lewin and Doucouré are probably the smart picks. A win is a win for United, but just scraping past Luton at Old Trafford was hard to watch. Going to Goodison this week, they will need much better. On the injury front, they are still reeling. They do have a boost from their wing-backs. Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, Reguilon and Dalot are all available and ready to roll. In midfield, look to Amrabat and McTominay to shore up the back, and Bruno to create the chances up front. Højlund may not start due to a knock, so possible that Martial gets a run this week. Luton are just out of relegation thanks to Everton slipping, but they are not one I would bet on against Palace this week. Looking at Bournemouth Newcastle, this is one of the upsets in this game week, with Solanke giving Bournemouth the win and bagging 13 points. I would recommend looking at him for this week against Sheffield United. He does seem to be on form. Newcastle are up against it with Burn and Botman still out and facing a surging Chelsea. Trippier may not be the safe bet that we've come to expect. Bruno Guimaraes is fit again, but Almiron and Longstaff are not 100% fit. And Murphy, Anderson and Barnes are still out. Up front, Wilson and Isaac are still doubtful to play. Looking at Fulham are facing a few injuries this week after taking on a Spurs team also reeling with their 1-2 punch. Emi Martinez has a knock, Matty Cash as well, McGinn, Bailey, Zaniolo all doubtful. Watkins is still scoring though, and with 80 points so far, he's still good value for money as a striker. Fulham are struggling with Diop missing from that backline. Besides Leno, they have no players averaging 3 points or more per game. I would not recommend anyone for now. Brighton are still struggling to deal with the new fixtures list, including European competition. Lots of injuries, Stupinan and Dunk at the back, March, Milner and Ciso in the middle, with Mitoma doubtful after picking up a knock. Against Forest, you could still get points up front from Ferguson, Gross and Ansu Fati that's starting to get into the game. No strong recommendations this week. And Sheffield United are the third relegation team and have 3 defenders out. No recommendations for this week. Liverpool are good value for money. Even with Man City up this week, they are ready to compete, and Mo Salah is carrying the weight of this team on his shoulders. Tsimikas is being used for those in-swinging corners, but in this crucial week, I would hesitate to call out anyone other than the Pharaoh. Brentford have a tough test coming up against Arsenal, and even though I would not favor him against Arsenal, Mbeumo is the only recommendation currently from this lineup. The Hammers talisman Jared Bowen has a knee injury but will most likely play. They will want to take advantage of this run of fixtures. Callouts here for Areola in the back, Bowen and Ward-Prowse. Forest may not always be getting the results, but they are fighting and scoring. Awani is out until February, unfortunately, so look to Chris Wood to lead the line, even though he's not as prolific. And Anthony Alanga is probably having his best season in the Premier League, but with a slight knee injury, I would avoid them this week. Chelsea have taken 2 draws and a win against top 4 opponents in their last 5 games. They do blow hot and cold, but Newcastle, with all their injuries, may be the next domino to fall. Look to Sterling, Conor Gallagher, Cole Palmer, and Reece James for points. Man City have retaken the top spot in the Premier League, even with this draw, but Liverpool are up for a tough battle. You should never bet against Erling Haaland, and 6 managers in the Durbanites will be hoping he performs, even though he has an ankle injury with a 75% chance to play. It's going to be a tough day for defenders. If not goals, there will be cards. Keep the plays that you have, but I wouldn't prioritize defense. Looking at the fixture rating for the next couple of weeks ahead, it is getting a bit tight over this period. The only ones with real favourable fixtures on the paper are Bournemouth, West Ham and Arsenal. Really looking at West Ham carrying the teams through, as well as Arsenal after getting through Brentford. And then looking at the ones to be cautious with, of course, Chelsea, still a few hectic games ahead. Same with Man City, Liverpool this week, Spurs and then Aston Villa. It's not going to be easy. Same, you can see Manchester United, Tottenham, Aston Villa. So a lot of tough games between these 6 teams, and I would look to be cautious with the players that will play against each other. So that's what we have for game week 13. Wishing you all good luck, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, drop me a comment if you find this useful and on things that you would want to see. Thanks for now. Catch you on the next one.